First off, we'll start out by saying I did enjoy the movie. I was entertained, which first and foremost, when I go to see a movie, that's what I want to get out of it. I want to be entertained. I did enjoy Frozen Empire a lot more than Afterlife, although I do feel like both movies are really trying to play into feelings of nostalgia. So if you fall within a certain age range, such as myself, you'll see all the callbacks to everything. The cast just feels kind of bloated a little bit, and it just seemed like they didn't really know what to do with all the characters. I'd say the character that pretty much got the most screen time was the character of Phoebe Spangler. She's 15. She ends up kind of being put in the back burner because, as I said, when they're first starting out, she's busting ghosts with her mom and Paul Rudd's character and her older brother, who's 18. They end up, causing some damage like the Ghostbusters have always done in the movies. And the guy that played the assistant to the mayor in the first two movies, the one where Bill Murray's like, yes, it's true, this man has no dick. He's bringing up the point that why do you have this young underage kid there with all this danger? And so it took that to make her mom and Paul Rudd's character go, yeah, you're right. You're going to have to wait till you're 18. So they kind of sideline her a little bit. She's very upset with that because she's the smartest person in the room, even though she's 15. I guess from a story standpoint, you could say, she's inherited her grandfather's genius. She's all distraught that she's been sidelined as a Ghostbuster. She can't go on the Ghostbusting calls anymore. So middle of the night, New York, because we all know how safe the streets of New York are now, she decides to take a chess set and go to Central Park and just throw down a chess set and start moping. Lo and behold, you see the chess pieces start to move and you think, oh, is this maybe going to be a sign from Grandpa again? Is this Egon maybe giving her a little bit of hope? No, it's a random female ghost just happens to appear to her and you're like, why? That's kind of weird. But the whole movie, there is this very lesbian undertone kind of thing going on. And they don't ever have intimate kind of scene or anything together. But like the whole time, you're just feeling this awkwardness. Like they were just 2 seconds away from trying to do what Ray and that one ghost did in the first Ghostbusters that went over a lot of our heads when we were kids. Carrie Coon's character, the mother, Callie, she didn't really seem like she had much of a role, but she was there to be, kind of strong woman character, strong woman mother. I think Dan Aykroyd did really well. I was happy with his reprisal as Ray. And the few lines that Bill Murray had, I'm not really sure what they had to dangle in front of him to get him to come back. But I thought he had a couple good lines, and he felt like the old Peter, just old. Ernie Hudson was great, but the addition of them felt a little superfluous. Like they didn't really need it. I've heard several people mention that they were concerned about Patton Oswalt's role in the movie. He has a very minuscule role. Honestly, I'm not sure why they even had him in the movie. Kumali Ali Nagiani, I am so sorry that I'm pronouncing that wrong. I am horrible at pronouncing names. But yeah, he played Nadim Razmadi. He has this power, which his family are, I guess, they come from a long line of people who can drive back this evil force. He's an important character. They just made him kind of a doofus. For this movie, one, it did seem like they kind of upped the budget a little bit. The scale felt a lot bigger. But I thought the effects were okay, not too cartoony. A lot of the stuff today just kind of looks like a cartoon, where it seemed like years ago they tried to strive to make it look a little more, realistic, or they tried to blend it a little bit more with the elements in the real world. The ice effects, I wasn't all that enamored with. The bad demon guy, it's hard to, I think these days, to really create a character that evokes a lot of fear, but I think the design of this character worked. The way that they crafted his face and everything, I thought it looked pretty good. And they have an opening sequence, which I thought was kind of scary, where it flashes back to New York City, 1904. And it's kind of cool because you see the old school fire department leaving the Ghostbusters firehouse, and they're called to this office building, but it's not a fire. It's everything's frozen in there, and that's the last place where this demon made its appearance. One thing I really liked, because I like the technical aspect of the movies, I thought they did a lot of really cool camera shots, camera angles. They had the camera where it would just kind of follow the action along. It was really neat. I would say this movie is probably, in my opinion, about a 6, maybe a 6.5 out of 10. For me, I consider that pretty decent. I would recommend a watch, but there are some issues with it. It's definitely watchable, but go into it with certain expectations.